listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. Once again, we are here. And man, just like any other time, we have another special guest today. This morning, we have a special honor talking to Tessa Arnold. She is the founder of SnapBack Energy and also Balance of You. You can go visit the website, balanceofyou.com. Today, we're going to learn everything about her business and her brand strategy. And before we dive into everything that she does, I just want to welcome her to the show. Say, how you doing, Tessa?
Hi, how are you? I'm so happy to be here.
Man, I appreciate you being on. This is a great moment, great time. It's still early in the year. A lot of businesses out there are still, fine-tuning their strategy for 2024. So before we dive into your business, tell us first a little bit about yourself and your background.
Yeah, absolutely. So I come into the entrepreneur world by way of commercial banking. So I was in global commercial banking for about 12 plus years, sort of working my way up the chain of command, vice president there, working with the team, homegrown within two large global firms. It was great. Yeah, I had a very, prosperous career there, a team that I really, respected and built rapport with a network of people, which I still keep in touch with. So definitely finance, technology integration, project management, that was in my wheelhouse. And I came by way of that sort of through a channel of networks that I leaned on getting out of college and in college that I fell into not really knowing what I wanted to do. And I fell in pretty quickly with something that I saw that I was good at, which was just organizing and time management and understanding that if I wanted to get something done, I was going to need to focus and get it done and be pretty gritty with it. So I'd say from an early age, even taking it back, predating, any kind of career post school, the eldest of three, dealt with quite a bit of loss within my younger years, losing my father when I was 12 and then my brother when he was 17, both in unexpected accidents, one in a boat and one in a car. And it was just from an early age, I think I learned, the fragility that is life, and we are the agents of this life. And while we have very little control, we can lean in and sort of take agency and make of it what we will. That's the beauty of being sort of the creators of our lives through our thoughts, actions, and intentions. So with that, I am a single parent and have two small children who are 10 and 9, and dogs and animals and all the things and businesses. And I'm very active with them. So yeah, that's kind of just me in a nutshell.
With that said, family is very important to you. And with that in mind, did that play a role in how you wanted to structure the core values of your brand?
Yes, very much so. Goodness, when we think about businesses, and anybody who's listening right now, you have ideas, right? Because you're a human having a human experience, and how you navigate through the day with your family and your friends and your colleagues and the things that you do, you'll determine that there are opportunities to expand and to come up with creative ideas. And when you do that, you need to do it in such a way that it really, kind of sings to your soul in a sense. What's the point of doing something if you are not, passionate about it in a sense? And with that being said, I think there's a number of things that go into SnapBack Energy and even Balance of You, my two companies, which really are essentially doing good for others, right? Putting a product out there that not only I use and embody the brand ethos and what it does for you, but I also think it was just too good not to share, right? And I think that in itself is coming up and creating something that just makes too much sense, and it makes life a little bit easier potentially, or it provides a service to others, or it teaches, or it expands, or it, causes efficiency, right? Those are some of the adjectives and the descriptors that go into creating successful brands and businesses. And I want my children to see that, right? They're very much a part of everything I do in my life. They're my North Stars. And when they see me working, or I explain to them what I'm working on, or what we're doing, or what I have going on, or that, mom's created a new business and I'm working with clients on this, I want them to see that. I want them to be a part of that. And I want their creative minds to continue to expand, long beyond childhood, so they can come up with ideas to make the world a better place.
And speaking of making the world a better place, the quality of life is tied to a person's health, and being able to sustain that health the best you can. I mean, everybody is searching for it. I mean, when we get older, we start to understand health is wealth, and if you don't have your health, you can't serve anybody. So with your brand, how are you using the core values and your services to help enlighten your clients in that approach?
Absolutely. SnapBack Energy is a supplement meant to be taken daily. You can take it in the morning. You can take it before bed. It's definitely going to promote healthy sleep and well-being throughout the day. And that's just it. The idea from SnapBack came from a sense of being able to balance internally and then embodying that and letting it flow externally in your daily activities and how you interact and how you feel, right? So yes, you could potentially feel good, but you want to feel good from the inside out, because that's where it starts. So you have to, quality of life it's such a bold statement, right? Because we talk about longevity, we talk about health, we talk about wellness, we talk about mental health, and they're so intricately intertwined that we have to talk about the mind-body connection before we even talk about longevity. And then we can talk about longevity, but it's got to be a quality of life, right, that we want to continuously live in. So for that, it is never too early. And I'll say it again, never too early to start talking about your body and your health and your overall well-being. And that's where we really came up with the idea of SnapBack Energy. It's the only supplement you need and your body wants out there, along with anything else specific to you that your doctor might prescribe. But it's this powerhouse of a supplement that has a patented formula that supports your liver in particular, along with your total body. But the liver performs over 500 functions in the body, including detoxification, boosting your metabolism, boosting your immune system, right? Healthy cell turnover with your amino acids in your cell and the liver cells. It also stores a lot of the glucose in there, so healthily promoting that out into the body, the sugar cells, going out into your muscles, making sure your muscles are working as they should be. Not only the blood circulation and production throughout your whole body. So it is incredible what it does. And we've honed in on that, with a food scientist and our team, and created this incredible natural powerhouse of a supplement that comes in and fully supports your liver, but then your total body. Not only is it vegan, kosher, gluten-free and caffeine-free, but it also has beautiful ingredients such as magnesium, which we could all do with more of, right? It has the zinc, it has the amino acids, it has the electrolytes, it has the antioxidants. It's just this beautiful kind of magical powder that you mix with water and you take in the morning, and you just feel good. You take it pre-workout, you take it before you leave in the morning. Maybe it's your coffee replacement as you try to get a little healthier and away from the caffeine and the stimulants. And you just have this sense of well-being as you move through the day. Then maybe you take one before you go to bed. It helps you sleep. It helps you give you that clarity, stay asleep longer, and feel better when you wake up. But that was all about coming to awareness that if we love our bodies, they're going to love us back, and they're going to really just perform for us longer. And then Balance of You, my second company I started, because I started to embody, this sense of well-being, starting internally, moving externally. And I got into my Ayurvedic health practice and really understanding the composition of the body. And I expanded with these beautiful synergies between the two companies. And that's what happens when you start to embody this well-being from the inside out.
Once again, talking to our guest today, Tessa Arnold, and you can go to her website, and that's a good segue, Balance of You, balanceofyou.com. Again, that's balanceofyou.com. You have coaching and products on that site. But before we do that, you have this thing called Ayurveda. Is that right?
Yeah. Ayurveda.
Tell us about that and how that really plays a role in your products.
Mm-hmm. So Ayurveda is the science of life. So it is a body of knowledge dating back 5,000 plus years to the Vedic bodies of knowledge. And what it is a beautiful synergies and science of life as it relates to the composition of your body specific to you. It's not a one size fits all. We know that's just not the way of it and the way that we live as human beings. What it is delving into the composition that is you and understanding how your body works to the best of its ability. So when you are at your peak, we've all been there on those days where we have that workout that's incredible, where we run the marathon, where we climb the mountain, where we just have a day where we are like, we performed at our peak. And we hopefully have many days like that. But it's understanding what your body's using and how it's utilizing what you put into it through senses. And then really determining how it can work best for you and how you can feel the best in it, right? So when you think about your body, we feel it. If we're really in tune with ourselves and looking within, we can feel how our body is feeling when we wake up in the morning. Is it heavy? Is it lethargic? How are our minds feeling? Are they foggy? Are they clouded? Are they having maybe some pessimistic thoughts that we need to retrain, right? There's so many different elements that we get into, and we really start to create this beautiful practice of living that really focuses on the 6 pillars of health, right? So your nutrition, your movement, your sleep, your meditation, possibly your moments of stillness, whatever you'd like to call it, healthy emotions, and then self-care. And we create this beautiful sort of tool belt that you have of putting all these healthy practices into place in your life. And what comes from that is this incredible balance, right? Where you're able to perform at your peak so many more days, where you're able to have those conversations of quality of life, of balance of life, of fulfillment, of peace. And it's on so many different levels that it's really incredible. The beautiful part about all of this is that, as I mentioned, those 6 pillars of health that we intertwine in, the tools and actions, the tips, the information we supply to you, it's nothing that you don't already know or have an idea of, right? It's the breathing exercises. It's the foods that you don't maybe realize that when you eat feel really good to you, and then understanding the foods that maybe you ingest that just aren't doing it for your system, right? For your gut health, for your energy levels, for your overall GI. And it's uncovering kind of that map of what feels really good. And that's what we do. And then there are really dynamics of sort of the emotional well-being too, right? So we are limitless. We are. And that's a full sentence. But what we do is we place these limitations on ourselves. And we've done it ever since we sort of left the adolescence of childhood, because our parents say, okay, you got to grow up. Can't do that. You're going to get hurt. You can't do this. No. The word no was introduced to us. And we started to put these structure around what we can't and can't do. But we are really limitless in possibilities of what we can do, what we can create, and how we can take agency over our lives. And sort of that's how we walk through and guide people.
Successful people have a common thread, in my opinion. And that common thread requires structure, requires, who you keep around you as far as company, and also a lifestyle that promotes all of that to continue. And with the lifestyle that people can use with your coaching and your products, with some of the clients that have given you feedback on how they have seen their own self grow from what they used to be before they met you?
Yes, it's incredible to work with my clients and to see them grow back into themselves, Okay. It's an evolution of self. It's coming back to self. It's you who are innately there with inside yourself, but you have been heavily weighted down with limits, with doubt, with fear, with being told that things should be a certain way, with object referral, with material objects, with ideas that maybe weren't yours in the first place. What we do is we strip that weight away so you can come back to self and grow and evolve into the version of you that you know you are always possible of becoming to your full potential, to the truest essence of yourself, creating and putting out into this world the gifts that you are meant to give. Right. So it's people throw out purpose quite a bit. Yes, there is purposefulness in this, but you have gifts. You yourself have gifts. The audience listening has a gift, multiple gifts that they are meant to put out into this world and give. People will say, well, people have already done it. Well, yes, nobody's done it like you, though. Has the thoughts that you have, feels the way that you do, and puts it out into the world the way that you do. And people need that. They need you, but they need you as the fullest essence of yourself. And you made a beautiful point. We are meant to grow, but we can only grow in relation or proportion to our environments. An environment's such a big statement, right? It's the people, the company that you keep. It is the words that you use. It's the actions that you take. It's the thoughts that you think and the intentions. Okay, so you need to ensure that the environment that you're continuously placing yourself in is allowing you to thrive and not stifle that it's not holding you back. It's allowing you to continue to grow. And that might mean saying goodbye to friendships that you never thought you would, or environments, or the job that you never thought you'd leave, or different things slowly when you make those decisions. And we guide our clients through that. And they make incredible shifts in their lives, small, mind you, at first, but that have just enormous impact on them. And they start to bring into their lives words like fulfillment, emotions like happiness, right? Feelings of peace, finding stillness, finding balance, finding self-referral versus object referral. And I'll circle back around. It's that peacefulness that you start to really develop within yourself, that you emanate out into the world and you become truly magnetic. And it's incredible to see and watch. And the clients that have taken actions to take agency over their lives, to maybe put into effect, the different steps based on the 6 pillars of health, to reclaim their health, to reclaim their well-being, to reclaim the dreams that they gave up for some reason when they really truly need to go back to them, and to reclaim the fun in living.
Once again, listen to Refocus Radio, talking to our guest, Tessa Arnold. When we look at the point of holistic health, that is something that a lot of people are exploring more than ever. Always have to make a disclaimer on the show. Always, work with your doctors, medical professionals, whenever you're dealing with trauma or anything that you need to seek professional help for. But you mentioned earlier in the show some of the trauma that you've been through. Mm-hmm. How have you used your business, your services that you give to, your clients to use yourself? Because we all have tools we pick up and put in our toolbox. How do you use it for your personal life as well?
Absolutely. I think you're exactly right. We are all having our unique human experiences, but we're all connected in it in different ways. And it's never meant to be comparable. It's meant to be shared through honesty and vulnerability and hardship, right? We all come together beautifully in the moments of the hardship, where we can show the beautiful gift it is to love and to have empathy and compassion and to support and lift each other. And yes, I've been through my own share of understanding loss and grief and working through it and doing and please, those listening, don't be mistaken. It's not simply just a shift in perspective of how I see things or waking up with gratitude. It's truly doing work, and it's sitting with emotions, seeking whatever assistance I might need through counseling or working, with guides like myself or a medical doctor or therapist, whatever that means to you. But you do the work, and people say, well, what is the work? And the work is you. It's looking yourself in the mirror and understanding how you would like to show up in this world and how you'd like to show up first and always first for yourself. And then the people around you, right? I have to show up as my best version of myself, for me first and always me first. So then I can lift up and embody what I'd like to and show the people around me how it looks like to love themselves and to take care and to honor and to really work on self. So then they can do that for themselves and show up in the way that they want to, right? That's the gift. But I will say, through the work that I've done, it's understanding what perspective is. It's embracing fear a lot of time, whether that's in my personal life or my business life, and having the courage to move with fear, to understand that that's not going to limit me from taking the first steps, understanding becoming intimate with failure. And what that looks like. Failure is a means of growth and success. You're not succeeding and you're not doing well if you're not failing, because then you're not trying. So there needs to be a proponent of that in your daily life and what you're working to achieve. And then also gratitude. Gratitude for having the possibilities, gratitude for taking the time, gratitude for doing the work, gratitude for the gifts and the times that I've had with the people that I love, and embracing uncertainty. You have to lean into that. You do, because once you start to, and you start to practice that, it gets easier and easier, and life gets pretty peaceful.
That quote that people hear often, fall 7 times and get up 8. Sometimes it just takes you to get up that one more time. And then you see everything start to blossom. And sometimes we don't see the growth of our goals or dreams or whatever. But a wise person told me that sometimes it's because we are just planted that deep and our roots are going so deep. But when we start to grow and we pop out that soil, we finally see the hard work, dedication, and focus that we had to pay off. And they pay off in different ways. It don't have to be money. It could be purpose, for your legacy, what you're doing to give it, pay it for the next person. It's not always money. Sometimes it's just peace of mind.
And you never know who you are inspiring around you. You don't. And you're exactly right. Those roots are strong and they reach out further than you could ever see above ground. They are the foundation that's building the dreams that you continue to evolve into. And remember, you don't necessarily need to have that 5-year plan, even the 1-year plan, but have the plan for today and tomorrow and the next day, and take the first step. Because you might not know what's going to happen in that next year, because you might not be able to dream big enough just yet, but continue to take that first step. And I promise you, you're going to get moving. And before you know it, you're going to look back and see how far you've come.
You have something called Harmony Tea Blend and Pita Tea Blend. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So within the Ayurvedic practice, we have what's called doshas. So that's identifying the composition of your body, truly. So it's identifying, are you what we call a vata, a pitta, a kapha, and it's really how you're working with the elements and how your body's interacting on a regular basis. And what I've created with Balance of You or tea blends that specifically help balance those doshas. So when you think about balancing, life can just go chaotic quickly. And you're sitting there at your desk and you get the email and it sends you in a whirlwind or something goes wrong. And what I've created is based on specifically your composition. Once you know, and we profile and work with you to determine your dosha, or if you're bi-doshal, you'll be able to grab one of these teas and based on the herbal qualities in them, have that cup of tea, take that moment of stillness and feel that calm really center you from your body on the inside out based on what really works for you and your composition.
If you want to learn more about Tessa Arnold, you can go visit her website, balanceofyou.com. Before we let you go, what's a call to action you want our listeners to take in order to connect with you?
I would say to everybody who's listening right now, take a moment today and write down that dream. Write down the dream you had, maybe even from years and years ago. And if you don't even have the dream or you don't have the idea yet, and you're looking to bring more balance or fulfillment into your life, whatever that looks like, I would ask you to go and think about what you used to do as a child. What did you enjoy so much? And maybe do that. Maybe it's picking up the paint again and painting a picture, it's drawing, or it's going for a walk, or it's hiking in the woods. Whatever it is, I think too often today we're told we need to be busy all the time. And doing what, I ask? Doing what exactly? What are we so busy with all the time that we're not really living to enjoy the moments right here and right now? And so I really just look for everybody to find more fulfillment in their lives, more stillness in their lives, more enjoyment and balance in their lives. And I've got some great tips on the website and for overall well-being in doing that at balanceofyou.com. So please reach out. Let me know what you come up with. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know if you've taken the first step with the business. And we'll go from there. Can't wait to connect.
Speaking of taking the next step, business, I lied. I got one more question for you, for the entrepreneurs out there. For those who are a business owner, maybe they have a big team, small team, mid-team, whatever you want to call it. What is something that they could benefit from if they use your coaching services to help build connection in their community, in their office?
Absolutely. I think it definitely stems from within, right? So it's connecting with so everybody knows what they're going to, their flow, if you will. When you're working with a team and you have a general synergy, a connection that you're all working towards, you're all swimming downriver at the same pace, at the same time. You are so efficient in that sense because you have the idea, you have the vision, and you're all working towards it together. And when you really start to hone in and create that peace within people, right, the focus and the flow, and you can create that picture for them and they are on board with you, you can move mountains together. You truly can. But so quickly, we can have these businesses and these ideas, and we have a million things coming into our mind at once, right? Should I do this? Should I have an offshoot of this? Should I expand in this area? Should I create this content? Should I be investing in this content creation course? Should I be listing out, with these algorithms? There's so much coming in that we really try and find techniques that you can take into your office where you're breathing, you're potentially meditating or finding moments of stillness, and then you're making decisions based on these practices. And I'll tell you what, those decisions are so incredibly intuitive because they're coming from your intuition versus just sort of chaotic thought pattern that you move so much more efficiently and with intention. And that in itself is really what you can benefit from as a group. And a lot of the practices too. Also in productivity, if you get up and you move your body in a way that feels really good to you, and we go through that, and then sit back down and produce, for another hour or so, and you do that pretty repetitively. If you get up and walk, if you take walks, you'll find that your efficiency and productivity through the day will increase double-fold. So it's a lot of great practices. We work with businesses now and we go in and do workshops with them and really engage. And the employees are they love it. They love it. The employers, the employees, it's an overall sense of well-being that just, again, becomes magnetic in the office, and it becomes a great place to be.
Once again, been talking to Tessa Arnold, our guest here on Refocus Radio. All the links of how you can connect with her will be in the show notes. Once again, Tessa, thank you for your time.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.